You are now watching the Movie Juice Podcast.
The juice is loose.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Juice Podcast. I'm Dylan.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm James. Movie Juice. Movie Juice. Movie Juice. Movie Juice.
Juice the movie.
We
So this week we watched Smile 2.
Sorry.
Sorry.
smile 2, smile more.
We watched it so you didn't have to.
You should smile more.
And
You're welcome.
This is episode 4
Movie Juice Podcast, taking real sacrifices.
of the Scare Slam.
Scare Slam.
Scare Slam.
Jeff, hit us with the air horn. Dude, I love every time I say air horn, Jeff just throws that in there.
Yeah, bro, he's a good guy for that.
Yeah.
He's a good guy for that. So we went opening night of this movie, and there was like 5 of the people in the theater with us.
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to do too good.
Yeah.
But it was a movie.
It was a movie.
It was a movie, and we're gonna juice it.
I'm just going to go ahead and say, out front, I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one.
Neither was I.
I liked it.
I thought the ending was very predictable, and I just hated the entire ride there.
I'll say I didn't hate it, but like I didn't really like it either. I thought it was just a movie,
I'd give it like a 7. I know you guys wouldn't.
No,
I'd probably give it a solid 3.
I give it like a 5. Like I feel like 5's like middle of the road, as middle of the road as you can be. It's all right.
Fair enough.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I did like this one better than the first one. Not by much, but I did like it better than the first
I don't know where I'm at on that one just yet, but
Let's. I want to juice it before I form my opinion.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have an early opinion in my notes.
I want to juice it.
All right.
Make that a clip.
Would you recommend it?
I would.
You would?
Yeah.
I would recommend it.
Especially if you've seen the first one. Like,
If you've seen the first one,
Let's
sure.
see.
Yeah.
If
go for it.
you've seen the first one, you like scary movies, you're feeling up to a scary movie.
this
Yeah.
holiday Scare
Yeah.
Slam season.
This is not a bad choice by any means.
No.
If you guys want to go ahead and just get into it,
Let's do it.
I'd like to say the opening scene, probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
If not,
I could say that.
top 3 scenes, top 3
For
parts.
sure. I mean, like, it's definitely good.
Because it's really good.
It's a really good opener.
It's
Yeah.
a really good way to get a movie started.
Yeah, it pulls you in.
Because it starts out.
It's with 6 days later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it says on the side.
Did it say that?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't even see that. Shit.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It's when
either.
he's-
I just knew that it had to have at least been about a week because that's how long it takes.
Well, it's when he was sitting in his car
oh,
before he put the mask down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's 6 days later.
But it's the guy from the first one. What's his name? Do you remember? Joel.
Joe, okay.
I looked it up.
I just know his actor's name because I really like Kyle Gallner.
I looked it up while we were in the movie theater.
It's him sitting in his car and he's all like geeking and shit.
Yep.
And he's like looking at a house and here comes this like really nice red car pulling up to like a piece of shit house.
With like some music blaring.
Yeah, it's blaring for sure. And he like kind of looks at the car for a second and then he pulls a ski mask down over his face and he gets out of the car. And I thought it was kind of cool, like while he's walking towards the car, you
Yep.
look and there's like the fucking person smiling on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's supposed to be her because remember
From
she
the first
burns
one.
in
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
From the first
So
one.
I guess the demon's just choosing to be her since we don't actually get to see his full week.
Yeah.
Right. So
But he knows he's getting close.
and then he walks up to the person in the nice car and pulls a gun on him, and I wrote, bro just trying to enjoy his coffee. Because he's carrying 2
And
coffees.
his buddy inside really wanted his pumpkin spice.
His pumpkin
latte,
frap, bro.
whatever.
He wanted his
yeah.
pumpkin frap.
So you got my pumpkin frap, bro?
Yeah, and then I just, he tells the guy, like, don't alert your brother. We're going to go inside. And
Nope.
then he says that about the pumpkin frap. And then I just wrote drug dealer shit.
Yeah.
It's very much like a
Right.
fucking trap house.
I like to say I called it though, because I did say that he was probably going to use the fact that he's a cop somehow to like kill somebody and like
Get away with it.
Get away
Yeah.
with it, yeah. Well, I
So-
mean,
and it's cool. It's cool. I like that he chose bad guys. He's like, oh, if I'm gonna have to kill someone to pass this thing on,
yeah, he like really did some research, tried to kill somebody because he
Try to kill
says
someone
that.
who he kill someone who in his mind he thinks he deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, he tells that he's holding the gun to the dude, to like the brother,
Yeah.
and the other. Okay, so he's holding the gun to the coffee guy. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Yeah.
I just wrote him in my name.
Blue vest guy.
Blue jacket guy.
Blue jacket.
He's like, hey, watch the jacket, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's holding the gun to him while he's talking to the other drug dealer guy.
Who's bald? I wrote him down as bald.
Bald
guy.
drug dealer.
Yeah, bald drug dealer guy.
And he's like going to reach for his gun.
Well, he tells him, yeah, he goes.
And
to
he's like,
his
hey,
gun.
don't do that, or I'm gonna fucking blow his fucking.
I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
And then what? He says that like they killed an innocent mother and child.
Yeah.
So that's why he picked them.
And he said, you're gonna watch me do something. He pulls out a knife. He's
Yep.
like, you're gonna watch me do this because he wants to make sure someone's watching.
And then he brutally murdered Blue
Yeah.
Jacket guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, coffee guy.
And then bald guy
Yeah.
shoots at. They both clap at each other
Yeah.
with the guns, and he gets hit, but not in a vital spot. But he accidentally hits bald guy in a vital spot.
Yeah, like right in the
And then he like tries to give him CPR because he's like, "Oh no, you can't die, because he knows that he
Yeah.
has to live because he witnessed the death." But he dies anyway. He's like, "Fuck, oh man, I can't believe." I remember him saying, "I gotta pass it on."
I
Fuck.
gotta pass it on.
Yeah.
I wrote F in the chat for double murder. And then underneath that, I just wrote F. And then he turns around, and there's like a random guy there.
Yeah, Lewis.
Lewis. Yeah, you get his name later.
Yeah.
He
He says his name.
does he say his name there?
He's like, I'm Lewis. But then like later
Yeah,
on
he,
you
wit-
realize.
he witnessed the whole thing.
Yeah, and then later on you realize
I
it's the same
also,
Lewis.
Yeah.
I also wrote, I was like weird because you'd probably be able to hear the gunshots from outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He just thought, hey, it's a good idea to just continue to walk in.
Yeah.
And then I like how Joel's like looking at him, and he's like, "Oh man, this wasn't meant for you, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like this wasn't meant for you."
But he's fully contained. He's like, oh well, I mean, he's like, I did pass it on.
He passed it on, so he fucking. Well, I mean, fuck, dude, it's survival of the fittest at this
Yeah.
point, you know. So he just goes to leave,
And then reinforcements show up.
and then I
They're like,
said,
they're like, who the fuck are you? Get that guy.
"Yep, leaves anyway." And now there's drug dealer people after him.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote in all caps, "Escape." And then I commented on how
Very
good-
action packed too. It's really fun to
Yeah,
watch. Like,
I commented
for a
on-
second, you almost don't
Yeah.
realize you're watching Smile.
for sure.
Yeah.
Commented on how good the opening scene was.
And then he gets fucking destroyed by a car.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
he's like barricading himself, getting chased, whatever. He breaks out, he goes running, and then he literally like
Yeah.
obliterated. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing left of him.
Yeah.
He gets hit by a truck.
So another thing I wish they didn't spoil from the trailer, because like I was pretty sure that was the opening and that was him, and then like they basically kind of spoiled that in the trailer, which kind of sucked.
That does kind of
They
suck.
spoiled a lot of this movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some
Especially
comments.
the second one. Like
yeah.
they spoiled a little bit in the first one, but the second one's like, fuck, dude.
But,
But yeah, because that's where you get that scene from the trailer where the truck like left this smile.
It left a
kinda.
smile,
Yeah,
yeah.
with the red blood. But
And the title card.
there's definitely some shit they took out of from the trailer, because like you see blood and guts in the fucking smile too.
Yeah.
Like his legs like chopped off. Like they definitely digitally altered that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because like it was
Yeah.
way more brutal in the actual.
It's probably due to like
Yeah, but I was
the
like, holy
FCC.
shit! Like, 'cause, like, you see guts and shit in there too. Like, oh god, I was like Kyle Gallner got fucked up.
But then we got a title card.
Title card. I got
Title
title card.
card.
And then there's like a music video showing on a TV.
Yep.
And then it's on the Drew Barrymore show.
Yep. And she's interviewing
We
the
meet
main
Sky
character.
Riley.
Sky Riley, the main character. And they talk about her backstory a little bit. I put Sky Riley was injured in a car accident and saw someone die, question mark? Or someone at least died in the car with her.
Yeah, I thought maybe that had something to do with the demon. Turns out
Me
it did.
too.
That's
It did
just,
not.
That's just because it's kind of like the first one, where like they always have their own trauma before the trauma from the actual demon.
And she sure did.
Yeah,
Is
she-
that-
apparently she was really bad into drugs and alcohol as well.
Yeah, she was in a rehab facility.
Yep. And then this is her first interview since. They talk about her hair and how it's different.
Yeah. She's like, oh, thanks. I don't know if I'm pulling it off. Yeah, and Drew Barrymore's like, oh, how'd you do it? And then like it's like a flashback of her just ripping her own hair out.
Yeah,
And then she's getting ready to start a comeback tour. It's New York dates. That's when it starts. You find out she won a Grammy. Talk about a rough patch, stress and pressure. Started doing drugs and alcohol and spiraled. It's just like a whole little
but
thing.
then she went to rehab.
Sounds like every other pop star.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now she's sober.
And then she says she let everybody down but promises it won't happen again.
Spoiler alert: it's gonna happen.
And
again.
It also happened again in real life too.
And then she goes walking, like it cuts to her like walking and being
Walking
a pop
out.
star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote, "Oh no, I'm a millionaire. So much pressure. Boohoo! Go fuck yourself." Like I get it. I can understand like living in the public eye
not
must
good.
suck ass.
Yeah.
But at the same
I have a
time,
note about her saying something like that later on.
you have so much fucking money and you have no real life problems. Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to worry about fucking going and buying groceries.
All right.
And then she walks outside, and there's all the fans. And then they get in that limo. It's her, Joel, and her mom. Which I don't think you know it's her mom yet. I could
No,
be
yeah,
wrong.
she says mom later because I thought it was just her manager.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah.
Um,
But then you find out, like, I think it's funny how she immediately Riley gets in the car and her mom's talking about like, oh, that went really well, and they're like trying to go through her itinerary. She just instantly puts her headphones.
She
in.
puts her
She's
headphones
like, fuck
on.
you.
I put she's me as a 13-year-old hopping in the car and
Yeah.
putting headphones on.
And
I
drinks.
instantly puts in headphones. For me too.
And she drinks some Voss water, which this movie was pretty much just a giant commercial for goddamn
Voss
Voss
water.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
comment on rich people water a lot.
It always makes me think of Grown Ups when they're making fun of him.
Yeah,
His
you
kid.
know Voss.
You got the Voss water.
We got tap water.
And then there's the dancing scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put in my notes. It's a good dancing, but the song is terrible.
I put already a better musical number than anything Joker 2 tried to accomplish.
Amen, brother.
I put that it was very self-serving
You guys-
of her.
You guys won't know our thoughts on Joker yet, 'cause that doesn't come out for a while. But
I put it was very self-serving of her to be listening to her own song in the car, though.
yeah,
Like,
that was
like, what the fuck's the matter with you?
That's like Donald Glover had a bit about that. He's like, what you listen to your own music?
And then while
pretty
she's
fucking
dancing, she like hurts her back.
And that's
Yep.
when we find out.
You find out the back scar, like
Yeah.
the big ass one on her torso.
Yeah.
Like she still has like back pain.
I wrote drugs because she goes to take a Vicodin
Yeah.
for the pain. I really do.
Well, to be fair, I didn't realize it was Vicodin because in my notes I was like, "Oh, she's doing drugs. Like, she's still doing drugs." And then in my next note is never mind. It's just Vicodin. I thought she was.
Yeah.
I thought she was like, yeah, it can be addictive, but I thought she was doing like harder stuff.
Yeah, I do think that
Like it really, she really is just trying to do it for her
exactly
back pain,
like
yeah.
just for that. Like
Yeah.
I don't think she's actually trying to relapse, but I do be making some jokes about relapse, and I can't lie because I wrote
I didn't-
drugs, and then I wrote LOL. They fell down the sink.
I didn't see Eminem in this movie at all.
That's an album.
That
That is
Relapse.
That is an album. And then LOL, they fell down the sink. Manager comes in, says something about tonight, and then while she's in their car, they're taking her back to her hotel. She's like hitting up her dealer.
Yeah,
And I wrote-
Vicodin.
I wrote fucking relapse time. Like she goes through the
When he said I'd make relapse jokes, I didn't know it was gonna be like in the next 2 minutes. God damn.
well, yeah, man, because this is before I realized that she's not really relapsing.
Right.
the old Demi Lovato.
But she is like sneaking around because they end up dropping her off. She goes into the revolving door for her apartment building. They leave and then she instantly comes right back out.
Comes right back
and hails
out.
a taxi.
Yeah, and then she goes to her dealer, and bro, this part was wild.
Yeah.
As soon as he like opens the door,
Really
he-
good acting. Like,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
dude's geeking, bro.
Yeah.
He fucking
Lewis. We find out it's Lewis.
Lewis.
Yeah, it's Lewis, the guy from the beginning, and he grabs her and slams her against the wall and puts a fucking sword against her throat.
Yeah.
A fucking sword,
It
bro.
was like a fucking full katana, bro. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And he's like freaking the fuck out. He's like, oh, this guy Riley just shows up out of nowhere and fucking texts me. There's no fucking way.
I wrote drug dealer had a sword and his name Lewis. Like,
And then he snorts coke, and I put, yeah, snorting some coke will help your bad week problems and possible smile demon.
Yeah, because he's like, I've just had a really bad week.
see, this is where I acknowledge. I put she wants Vicodin. I take it back what I said about being a druggie, but also at the same time she could get hooked on them. So I don't know.
It's still technically not being sober.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
I wrote that this dude has a nice apartment.
He really
Yeah.
did.
He had a really cool
It
apartment.
was nice. And later on, when he's done that video on his phone, you can see that he was playing Call of Duty. That was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
And he goes to like get her Vicodin, and when she's sitting there, she's like watching the news, and it kind of goes a little bit more into her backstory of what happened. Like it talks about her. I didn't write his name down. Paul Hudson, maybe.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend that died in the car accident
Was an actor.
Was an
Paul Walker?
actor.
Might
He
well
also
be.
died in.
He did get Paul Walker.
And then I wrote, "Where's Lewis, bruh?" And then I put, "Cool apartment. I bet renting that bitch $2,000 easy."
Oh, yeah.
You know, probably more than that.
Oh, God, yeah.
No wonder he is a drug dealer. Was my next note because
Yeah.
you gotta afford that.
Because
shit.
she's like, he's like, oh, come in. You want this Vicodin? You sure you don't like cocaine? I got some Molly. He's like, I don't know what this is, but you can have some of that.
Probably heroin.
She's
Demi
like,
Lovato would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, brought it back.
Well, Lindsay Lohan would have loved the full table of coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, I'm good. I just want the Vicodin.
But then he comes out and he's like starts geeking again, like screaming at her, like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, where? No!" And then
He
he
gets mouth fucked by a smile demon.
yep.
Yep.
And then Rose cooked, and then I wrote Shmau.
Well, because he picks up a 35-pound weight. Yeah, Lewis picks it up and just starts bashing his face
3
in.
times. And like each one gets fucking gnarly.
Dude,
But
it's
he never
wild.
he never loses eye contact.
Yeah. And he never loses the smile either. Like,
Yeah.
even though his jaw is falling off, he's still smiling.
He's still
Like,
smiling.
you can tell it's still smiling.
Yeah, I wrote still smiling while face is falling apart from being crushed.
And I like the sound it makes too, because they use it a lot later
Yeah.
on in the movie to like show when she's kind of slipping.
Yeah.
Like just the sound of his face, like I really like that. It was,
I
it was
wrote-
a good use of sound.
I wrote Lewis falls and is kill, and then I wrote Sky Riley, you gotta run.
I just put gnarly.
gnarly.
Yeah, because if she knew what she was dealing with, she could have ran before he actually killed himself. She probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have got out, you know?
Yeah, I put demon as past Sky, and she throws up after watching that, and I was like, which is fair. I'd probably barf too.
So,
And then she goes to call 911, but then she looks around and there's drugs.
she's like, I probably
"Ooh."
shouldn't do that.
And then I just wrote, bitch just left Lamau. But I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah, like, what do I do?
I want to see all the code.
I'm just curious if she got the Vicodin or not. Like,
Oh,
she
God.
look around for the Vicodin?
Probably.
Probably not, because she's had Tylenol later.
And then, I wrote bitch just left Lamau, and then I just said, I get it.
Yep.
And then they do like that.
The
upside down shot.
Which in the first movie they did to like show that's what the demons like got you.
I wrote
Like, it's kind of like
upside-
turning you upside down.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I wrote. Upside down shot because her life was just turned upside down.
Yeah.
And then I write water. Oh, because I think this is the first time she like chugs
the
water.
She gets
Yeah.
home, chugs that water like immediately.
Yeah, and I put impressive chug, but my boy Badland Chugs could do way better.
And then I write, because this one she's like in her towel looking at herself in the mirror. And I put towel scene? We about to see some boobs?
No boobs.
We didn't even see boobs in the first one.
And then she's like brushing her hair and like some of her hair starts to like get ripped out of her head.
Yep.
And then I wrote no boobs whack. Like, just had to make sure I put that out there. There were no boobs in this movie. Unfortunately.
Because you have the boob count,
I have my James McDowell boob count.
and it's at 0 right
It's
now.
at 0 right now. It's going to be 0 for the rest of the goddamn episode. It's bullshit.
That'd be 0 for the rest of the year.
I can show you my boobs if it counts.
It's not in the film.
It's not in the film.
Yeah.
We can make a movie.
Oh!
Anyway, so we cut to the next day after her hair comes out.
Yeah.
Well, also, though, she got a big bed, and she hears something in her sleep, and she
Oh,
thinks she
yeah.
sees the guy. And then it cuts to the next day where she's getting makeup.
Makeup done, yeah.
Yep.
And then she's talking to her mom about
they're
Gemma.
and they're arguing.
Yeah, Gemma is her best friend. And then
It
I
was
just,
her best friend.
And then I just write down Darius. Because that's whenever he walks in the room.
Yeah.
And the mom gives him a hug, and he hugs her back. And then that Joshua guy tries to hug him, and he just walks right by that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I put LOL. Everyone ignores the dude, because I didn't know his name for like half of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't like him. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. There's something about him. He's just like boot licking him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
Kissing
go fuck
that-
yourself.
He was a fucking ass kisser the whole movie.
Yeah.
What really got me was in between the door later on
Yeah.
when he's like, well, "What kind of soda do you want?" It's like, "Okay, I'll be back with an amazing soda," and I'm like, "Fuck!"
It's like, dude, go
like
go
you're
fuck
being
yourself.
you're being too much, dude.
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
You're doing too much. But yeah, I definitely. Feel that.
And then
But yeah,
Darius,
she had a falling out with her friend Gemma at some point. They haven't
Yeah.
talked in a year, and her mom thinks it's a good idea to invite her on tour with them.
right, because she needs like an assistant. Because
Yeah.
Joshua tries to get them to let him go and like be the assistant, or maybe he already is there. I don't know. I don't know exactly what his job is.
Right, I think.
But he's like, I can be there for you.
I think he's like his mom's assistant, maybe.
Yeah,
her
maybe.
mom's assistant.
But then Darius comes in there. Like I said, everyone
Oh,
ignores.
that's my next note too. Was Darius question mark?
Nice.
Yeah, because her whole attitude changes when Darius walks in that
Yeah.
room.
And he invites her to like a charity thing, and
Where like it's like you don't have to do anything crazy. Just read off the teleprompter.
And
it's
smile.
it's for charity. It's not for like a
Hey, what's acting? You show up, say some stuff, and go home.
and then it cuts to her in like the photo shoot, and I put, is she supposed to be the Gaga? Because her fits are exactly like Lady Gaga.
They really were. I was
They
thinking
were.
that too.
You know, I was like, bro, this is the Gaga, and I just thought it's funny because we just saw Joker 2, so the Gaga been on my mind.
Gaga.
Rah rah, mama,
Roma,
Gaga, ooh la la.
One
We're
romance.
listening to that later.
Dude.
Just Dance put on my way home from work the other day.
That's a fucking banger, dude.
Dude,
I say it in an episode that has not come out yet, but the Gaga got some good songs.
Yeah.
Like,
what the fuck you know about acting?
What the fuck you know about Cameron?
What the fuck you know about the law?
I know we're listening to on the way to my place.
Goddamn right.
Fuck yeah.
And then it cuts to where she's like, they did a little photo shoot and all that.
Yeah,
And
then like
uh,
we get to see like a couple different people where like some of them are kind of weird, some of them are kind of like nice. I remember the one that was really funny was the goth chick because like it was just really funny. She's like, "Can I just have a hug?" She's like, "Of course you can have
we
a
haven't
hug."
gotten that far yet, bro. Because it's the whole scene where
Because
it's
she gets that anonymous text.
yeah.
Oh, the photo shoot. My
Yeah.
bad. I was thinking photo shoot with the fans. My
You're
bad.
good.
Because that's my next note is that.
Because
I forgot that happened.
she also texts Gemma, but before she does any of that, she looks up is there DNA in vomit, and it said
Sometimes.
depends. Like
Yeah, like sometimes.
and it's like, wow, that's super helpful. But then she texts Gemma. She gets the unknown text.
Well,
and-
she doesn't hit send yet.
Oh, did she not
She
send-
deleted it after
Yeah,
she
that's
typed it
right.
out.
Because I didn't like the way she deleted it because she pressed the delete button.
just hold it
a bunch
down.
just hold it down a bunch of times. Yeah,
Just hold it
that
down.
pissed me off because she was like, I'm like, stop hitting it, just hold the delete button, bitch.
Yeah, then she gets the unknown text, and I wrote
And it says, were you at Louis? He has like an Italian last name.
Louis Briscoli,
Yeah,
Biscoli,
Last-
something like that.
like Louis Briscoli's last night, and she just doesn't respond.
And I just wrote ooh. who is asking about the apartment.
Right, but like it's an unknown number. You know damn well it's not gonna be the cops.
Louis Fragoli.
Fragoli, here we go. I knew it sounded like Italian. So.
And then she hears like the plop noise again. She hears the plop like from his jaw dropping.
Yeah.
And I also just took a little note that she's at Madison Square Garden. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And then she turns and looks in the mirror, and that's from the trailer where he's behind her in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I wrote this scene was in the trailer. But when she turns around, he's not there.
Most of this movie was in the trailer.
You're not wrong. That second trailer they released made the movie look better, but it gave away way too much.
I agree.
I think so. And then I think it's cool because like moving with her, and then like this scene right here, like this is where he like makes her smile in the mirror, and it would have been a great jump scare, I think, if it wouldn't have been in the trailer.
Yeah, and also like. Because I remember in the trailer, that was the scare that was supposed to match her sister's head falling in the car window in the first one.
Yeah.
Like, it was supposed to match that intensity. Because that's how that trailer ends. So, like, it doesn't work the same. It's not as good of a scare, and it was given away in the trailer. Yeah. Just like the first one was. Could have been better. And
then the mom and guy, which is Joshua, walk in because they heard her scream. Like, she gets grabbed, she screams.
Because she, like, turns around and they walked in, and she, like, drops her phone. She's like, ah. And she's like, have you ever knocked? And she's like, bro, we were knocking for, like, a good minute.
Yeah.
Which I guess is, like, the first indication of, like,
you're losing it.
The demon is like losing. She's losing more time than she thinks she is.
Yeah, for sure.
When she goes into these delusions that she's having.
And then, but whenever they come in, then she immediately like flips and goes into like her little pop star mode where she starts throwing a fucking fit about her outfit
because it'll show straight through and see the scar.
You can see her scar, and it's like, bro, everybody knows you got in an accident.
Yeah,
like it's public knowledge. It's fine. And then this is the first time I took.
Because I like the way she said it too. She's like, I don't want anyone to see through and see how ugly I am.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of related. I was like, I get that, like, you know.
And then after that,
it's autograph time.
Yeah, I wrote this shit is kind of getting boring because this is whenever like nothing's really happened for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the things that have happened that are like ooh are things that we know is gonna happen. You know,
shown in the trailer.
I'm not fully bored yet, but I have a note later about it.
I get bored again later.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
And then there's like all the different fans showing up to her signing.
I put Alfredo mad creepy.
I wrote
me Alfredo
because the first one's like that alt girl, like the goth girl.
She's like, can I just have a hug?
And I wrote no real alt girl would go to this shit,
right?
Like,
would never be a fan of Sky Larson.
No, Sky Riley. I got up and went to go get drink during this part because I was bored and I didn't really care.
Yeah, because you kind of missed Alfredo a little bit.
I did.
Because me and him were fucking losing it, bro.
I went to get more drink and research, took notes. Because she's a real one.
Did she mention Alfredo?
She did.
Yeah. Good job.
Because I saw the SoundCloud kid.
That was funny. He's like, you were talking about SoundCloud? And I was like, fuck you.
And then I heard the girl singing also.
Yeah, that was rough.
Because there's a girl that sings pretty bad.
She's got one of those fucking candles, too. And like, you can tell she's fucking creepy.
And then I guess the rashy weird dude that talks about her skin is Alfredo.
Yep.
And then apparently the smiling girl. Well, do you guys want to elaborate on Alfredo anymore?
Well, I have notes about him later on.
Okay.
Well, he's got a really weird skin condition. I know the note you're thinking of because I have the same note.
Yeah. I think I took a note about something later, too, that has to do with him.
Yeah. But he's just like really creepy. And at first it's like, he's being weird, but it's like manageable until he's like talking about how nice her skin is.
Yeah,
and then she's like, okay, well, we got the picture, right? We got it. And he's like, ah. And then he's like, I love you. And then he's like, she's like, get the fuck off me.
Yeah, he was going for a full blown assault there.
Yeah.
And then it's like the weird, creepy, smiling girl, right?
Yeah. Well, she goes backstage for a minute. She's like, I just need a minute. And then her mom's like, you good? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. Let's just get this shit over with. And then she comes back out, but she also signs a shirt for Alfredo. Alfredo, because that comes back later.
It does come back later, pretty soon actually.
Yeah.
Who's really out there naming their kid Alfredo?
Right.
I don't know. I'm sure somebody's named Alfredo. Development knows one apparently, so they do exist.
I feel like if I was friends with a dude named Alfredo, I'd make fun of him.
Oh, I just call him Cheese.
What up, Cheese?
What up, Cheese?
What up, home cheese?
Cheese boy.
Oh, she really does.
Alright, he exists. And then, but after that, the little smiling girl from the trailer, what happens with her? I missed that part.
She just smiles and she
just
signs
never
the
breaks
shirt.
eye contact.
Yeah, and like even with the picture, like she's just looking straight at her, smiling. He's like, "Okay, cool, that turned out really great." I'm like, "No, it didn't. She didn't even look at the camera."
Yeah, she's.
And then she just walks away, and like as she's walking away, she's still smiling as they're walking away.
So it is the demon?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, I knew that was coming up. That was part of the reason why I left.
Because it was a trailer.
Because it was a trailer part.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I missed Alfredo, and it does come back later. But like, I knew the creepy kid was there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna miss that. And then it cuts to her being back in her apartment.
Yeah, and then she finally gets the guts to call. She pulled out more of her hair, and then she finally calls Gemma, but it goes to voicemail. Which I assumed that call would be real.
I think she really called Gemma, but Gemma calling her back like immediately
Right.
was not it.
Didn't happen at all.
So then Gemma calls her back and she's like, hey, you know, I can come over to hang out or whatever. And they talk a little bit and it's
Be there
whatever.
in 45
Right.
minutes.
45 minutes. And then she chugs some water while waiting on her friend. And I wrote, this has definitely been longer than 45
shit.
minutes.
I didn't realize I called it in my notes. I literally put in my notes, finally calls Gemma, leaves voicemail. And then in my next note, it calls back, but it's probably the demon.
Oh, look at
I didn't
you.
realize I actually guessed that right.
I put probably Smile Demon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was the only one.
I can't believe I called that and then forgot I called it later when it actually revealed.
Well,
that
because
it
like, with how fast she called back, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's probably the demon.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and then
also wrote-
I put piano singing time. Still way better than Joker 2.
I
That's my
also-
last Joker 2 joke.
I also just want to point out she once again chugs rich people water.
yeah.
Dude, yeah, she's fucking chugging, bro.
And
And
I
then,
have an Alfredo jump scare. When did that happen?
that's coming
Oh,
up.
we're
'cause
coming
they're-
up on that.
She sings, she's singing.
On the
I'm not
playing
gonna
the
lie, I think
piano.
this movie is boring since the opening scene. That was in my next note. And then she's singing and something breaks.
Yeah, so she thinks it's the
Glass.
boss water
Yeah.
Yeah, the
because the bottles are glass.
The glass
So
of
it's
rich people water. Yep, thank
Yeah.
you. And then she goes and locks her door, and it's like, why wasn't your door locked to begin with?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
then she
real.
grabs a broom.
Because she's a famous person.
Yeah,
Like, why would you not have your shit locked all the time?
yeah.
I don't know.
and have like guards.
And then she goes to like grab a broom. Slow panning shot of her face while she looks at something. And then I wrote, oh, the drama. And then I wrote, it's the shirt that she signed for Alfredo.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's a jump scare.
And then,
And she looks down the hallway, and Alfredo's clothes, or his clothes are spread through the hall, and dude has mad dookie streaks.
yeah, I
was
wrote
funny.
LOL shitty underwear.
Yeah.
Because that one got a pop from the theater.
Yeah, that was funny.
The 5 people, the 9 people that were in there.
Yeah,
Lights go out, and then I thought someone was behind her, but they were in front of her.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
it's one of those shots where like you can tell something's in the dark, but you can't tell what.
Yeah.
And then,
naked.
They start running. Like I got to Alfredo starts running at her, and she runs back the other way down because she has that one long hallway in her apartment, and she runs back through it and runs to the front door trying to leave. And then when she opens it, Gemma's at the front door.
Yeah, and then Gemma is magically there at the right time and is confused.
Yep.
And then she grabs like that lamp mug thing, and they go to
Well,
investigate.
she also chugs more water.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It says her therapist says it's good for controlling urges.
Well, they go investigate a little bit first,
And then no one's
then she
there.
chugs the water.
Right.
And then that's when her Gemma says it's only been an hour since they talked.
Yeah, she's like an hour.
But I swear, like it looks like it seems like it got so dark.
Yeah.
You know, like it. I mean, I guess it was like the sun was setting maybe whenever she called. I don't know. It felt like it had been longer to me. And then I wrote
Really, like she basically has a comment of like how she's losing track of time again.
Yeah.
she's chugging that rich people water like crazy. If I had that kind of water, I'd sip it casually.
Yeah, same.
Because I know that's
Savor
just like
every drop.
I know that's just
No,
like
yeah.
$7 a bottle.
Yeah. I really don't like Gemma's face. Also has a hella butt chin.
Yeah, she does.
It was just the way like she would talk, and I just didn't like it.
She would hold her mouth weird whenever she talked.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's why I didn't like it.
They kind of talk a little bit, and Sky apologizes to Gemma, and they hug, and she's like, you know, I was a huge asshole to you. Apology accepted. And then Gemma gets a little forehead kiss, and then they say something about sucking dicks, I guess, because I put sucking dicks would be wild. I don't know. I don't know where the context
Well,
is.
because she
for
was
that
talking
one.
about how she was just like really being nicer, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know, let's stop before we start sucking each other's dicks."
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
And then Sky sits down and like kind of like puts her hands in her head in her hands, and I wrote, she got a lot of rings on her fingers. I'm fitting to fall asleep. Just I've been awake for a long time. Had a very busy, eventful day.
Right.
So bro's sleepy. So there's a couple sleepy time notes in this. Because this is whenever she tells Gemma about Lewis and what happened at the apartment where he crushed his fucking face.
Yep.
And I wrote, fuck me, this is a slow burn.
Yeah.
Like,
Because like the whole first half is just her getting the demon,
yeah.
and the second half is just like her dealing with it. It's just like they just could have cut some stuff.
It definitely didn't need to be 2 hours and 7 7 fucking
Yeah.
minutes.
Nah, man, it could have been an easy. I mean, I do think that it warranted a longer runtime than 90. Maybe,
Yeah, 145.
I was gonna say an hour 50.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell they couldn't have cut some of this bullshit.
Right.
No fucking chance.
Like they could have cut a couple of the.
Because like the whole
autographs.
big reveal, probably they could have done something better with that. Where like it maybe wasn't as big of a reveal.
Yeah.
And so you didn't need as many elements to set it up, so that could have cut some time off too.
Well, there's just so much exposition, and the big exposition dump isn't until like 3/4 of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
When she goes and meets the unknown dude.
Yeah.
Because you got to think like that unknown thing that happens once, and it does not happen for a while
Yeah.
again. But anyway, so fuck me, this is a slow burn, and then Gemma says like that she's gonna spend the night. Like she asks if she can spend the night or wants her to, and
Right.
she's like, yeah, you know, that'd be cool. And then they say, I miss you, bitch. And then this is the first time you see, like, because there's, like, more than one flashback to this
car wreck.
And it shows her sitting in the car where her leg is fucked up. And then she looks up and sees Paul.
It's like all fucked up.
Paul.
And he's fucked up and dead.
And then she starts like crying and screaming.
Yeah, he's like super fucked up and super dead.
Yeah.
Like,
And then she's crying and screaming, and then she wakes herself up.
which I will say, I don't know who plays Sky Riley. I can't remember.
Yeah, because there's a little thing at the beginning of the movie where she's like, "Oh, thank you for coming to see the movie."
Yeah, but
Didn't know she was British.
she did a good job with like,
She does a good American accent apparently.
and like honestly, like I think she's a good actress.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
she's very good.
like her emotion was very well received.
Yeah.
Like it was very well received for me.
And she had good final girl energy.
I agree completely. Yeah, like I think for this movie's faults, she is by like not one of them. She's probably one of the bright spots of this movie because she was a very good actress.
Her name is Naomi Scott.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what
you
it
for
was.
that.
I remembered it in the back of my head somewhere.
And the girl who plays Gemma, her name is Dylan Jalula.
Anyway, so that's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And she wakes up and she got those headphones in.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just like raining, but it was just her headphones.
Yeah, and then Gemma's like, "Oh, you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah, and Sky starts monologuing.
Yeah, she has like some monologue talking about. I started to try to write it down.
But it's just her. She has this multiple times in the movie where she's just talking about how like everything she touched turns to shit, and everyone who's around her, she fucks up their life.
And she feels like she's trapped in darkness.
Right, and then that's when Gemma says, "That's because you're a bad person."
Yeah.
and
And
she's like,
what?
What'd you say?"
And then she starts smiling, and I just wrote, "Oh no!" And then
She smiles, and then like her
face
face turns into a
car light.
headlight.
Yeah.
yeah, car.
And I thought that
headlight.
was. I put in my notes. It was a really cool jump scare because like it also like it gives
There's
you a
also a
little,
horn there too.
yeah, because it gives you a little bit of anxiety too. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And then I thought this part was also really cool because she falls out of the bed, and then it's the morning,
Yeah,
and it's like, whoa, what the fuck, you know?
because it reminded me like one of the. Well, that happens a lot of horror, but that's definitely like in Sinister when Ethan Hawke's on the couch and it like transitions to daytime.
Yeah,
But like this one, but this is the same thing, but like it cut really quick.
it's an
to, like,
abrupt
yeah,
switch.
and
to
it was
the
really cool.
morning.
I love those kinds of shots that turn from day to night or night to
And she's
day.
like, "Oh, why didn't you wake me?" And she's like, "I don't know your schedule."
I don't know
bro."
your schedule. Yeah, because in my notes I put she's kind of using Gemma to cope because right after that she finally brings up the tour thing. She's like, "Can you come on tour with me?" And she's like, "Maybe I don't know. It's kind of sudden." She's like, "Oh, can you come to this thing I got to do today?" She's like, "Dude, I have plans."
She's
Yeah.
like, "I have a friend thing to go to." She's like, "You can't cancel."
Yeah,
and
I
was
wrote-
Like, she's kind of using Gemma to make herself feel better.
Well, she's like, she
seems
projects.
really nice. Yeah.
She projects, like Sky projects. That's why I make so many comments about her being like kind of a whiny fucking pop star,
Yeah.
woe is me kind of person. That's why I keep saying, go fuck yourself. Like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
But I wanted to comment. She's wearing a talking head shirt.
That was pretty
and,
cool. I saw that when she was laying in bed. I was like, "Oh, nice, that's a cool shit."
and also, whenever she gets up, she goes and chugs rich people water again. And I wrote in all caps, rich people water, because I'm getting tired of seeing Voss.
I think it's funny that nowhere in this movie we see her pee.
Never.
You
How?
just drinking
Dude,
all that water.
If I was drinking all that water, I'd be having to piss every like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
No
for
shit.
real.
And then I wrote, how dare Gemma have friends that aren't just Sky?
Yeah.
Because that's basically how she's acting.
Yep.
And then her mom rolls in and starts yelling at her about how she's late and like, what the fuck?
And the rehearsal guy was like, "I thought we said 8:30."
Like,
And
fuck
also, does she talk to Gemma?
I think they just say, "Hey."
you. No, Gemma says hey to the mom.
But the mom, I don't think. I
Yeah,
don't
so
think the mom-
that was an indication early on.
that makes me.
That's cool. Okay, that's kind of cool.
I don't know if I want to watch the movie again.
Yeah, no, but that is cool to think about.
But I
Yeah,
don't think
'cause
that the mom
she's-
acknowledges Gemma because you'd think that
She says, "Hey."
To the mom, but the mom
Hey,
doesn't say anything
Elizabeth.
back.
That's about
Yeah,
it.
she doesn't say anything back.
because like that is cool because of course the mom wouldn't see her because she was the fucking smile.
Yeah.
Well, you find out later what happens that she's the smile demon like the whole time,
Yeah.
which you're kind of getting like little hints at it now that we're
Yeah.
talking about it.
Like the fact that she was fucking with her the whole night too when she says, "Oh, you're a bad person."
Yeah.
You know, like that.
And then they go to the place that they're going to, and it shows her like voice exercising and stretching.
In my notes, I put theater kids
yeah.
because she's doing like the ma. She's like stretching.
Yeah.
What was that? Whether the weather is cold.
Yeah,
Whether it's hot.
weather together, whatever the weather,
Whether we like it or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to
Theater
do that
kids.
all the fucking time.
Man, she's talking about like was like my daughter, daughter, something like that.
Yeah, the waiter, the water from the waiter, or whatever
Yeah.
she's saying.
Waiter.
And then it shows her.
SpongeBob.
It shows a rehearsal where she's like dancing on stage with her backup dancers and stuff.
which is a
Yep.
really cool song,
And the song I
like
put.
the song.
Swear to God, she's supposed to be the Gaga. This song is catchy though.
especially with her outfit. It looks very good.
Yeah, it's like very Gaga, very red and sequiny and
Yeah.
very Gaga-esque. Plus with like the blonde hair, like that's another thing that made me think about the Gaga.
yeah.
You know, and then her leg. She like what happens on? She like falls. On
No, her
stage?
leg just like snaps. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think it's supposed to be because remember later on, like she thinks her she thinks her leg's broken from the car accident again.
right.
So I think it's supposed to be like the demon just fucks with her thinking her leg's broken again.
Yeah, leg gets fucked up on stage like it was in the accident.
But she thinks someone tripped.
And I wrote bitches to Lulu, and then she starts like making out like somebody tripped her, and she's like
Yeah.
yelling at all of
So
her
which one of
backup
you was
dancers. Which one of you is in the wrong spot? And the guy, the choreographer or whatever he would
Yeah.
be,
From where I was standing, everyone was on their marks.
everybody was on
Yeah.
their marks, and
That
I
was
wrote,
good.
"I'm being a pop star and throwing another fit and
And I'm
blaming
storming,
others."
I'm storming out. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
I'm not taking responsibility for my actions.
I like that.
Storming away, and while she's storming away, Josh was there, and he walks by.
He comes out of the dressing room
and walks by
and
and staring
smiling.
at her. She goes into her dressing room, and her room is trashed. And then she pulls her hair out again.
And and then Josh, she's like, Josh did this.
This is whenever I write down guy's name is Joshua.
Yeah.
Like,
Because mom comes back in. She's like, "Oh, let's come in here, have a talk." She's like, "Joshua did this, not me."
And then the mom was like, are you using again?
Because the mom's like, "Joshua's been with me the whole day. He couldn't have done that."
it definitely I would assume she's also on drugs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she talks about how she feels crazy, and then she's like, this is when I start to dislike her mom,
Yeah.
because she says she's not ready for the tour.
But the mom's just like, "Oh, we can't really. We can't."
Yeah, she's like, no, we gotta go on the tour, and it's like, lady,
we gotta do Darius's thing tonight. She's like, "I can't fucking do that. Don't make me do that."
She said, I'm not going to play dancing monkey in front of a room of strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wrote pressure. Her mom also kind of shitty. Oh yeah, she gets another unknown text.
Yeah. It says,
Because it pans to the charity event.
Well, she gets an unknown text.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the charity event.
Yeah, 'cause she's behind the
but
curtain.
I can't remember.
I can't remember what it says. It says like I think it asks like says like I know that this is so and so. Like I know. This
Oh
is
yeah, I know.
so-and-so.
I know you're
it's-
Sky Riley,
yeah.
the pop star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like there's like a fly or something, and she actually smudges her lipstick,
Yeah.
and then she looks like a goof.
Which I think that I guess the demon can be a fly too.
Yeah.
Like I guess they just wanted to make her look more unhinged when she goes
For
on
sure.
this when this next scene happens.
Because it knows it's about to do this bullshit. Which
Yeah.
I like this scene.
Same.
And then
Yeah.
she goes up there and starts reading off the teleprompter that he told her she would have, and it just stops.
Yeah, she's like, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah,
And
blah.
then she...
I'm glad you're all here tonight. And then it just like freezes.
Because
Yeah.
my note for it says she takes the stage, teleprompter ain't working, and her improv is not landing.
That's what that note means. I put in my notes the demons gotten smarter with how to fuck with people. Because it's like actually like trying to make it's doing a better job of showing everyone else that she looks more crazy than she actually is. Which is kind of what it did with the therapist in the first one.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten smarter to like fuck with them in
makes it-
front of people.
She makes a joke about how she's sober and it does not land.
Yeah. Yeah, because...
Talks about she's like, oh well, I mean, music didn't make me put all those drugs up my nose. I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
she basically, my note says, she goes on a rant about how bad being famous is, which repeats everything that Kanye has been saying in the past 20 years.
It's true.
boo, you got a lot of money. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, success. I did write down one thing she wrote. She says success can't fix the broken person you are.
True.
Which I was
Yeah,
like,
'cause that's her whole thing. It's like, oh, you think it's gonna fix all our problems, but it magically doesn't.
yeah.
And that's why I wrote down, like, it's repeating what Kanye's been saying the past 20 years.
exactly. Yeah. Let's listen to Pinocchio story and tell me.
The prompt returns, and that's kind of funny because she just like switches tunes and starts reading it again, like everything's fine. And at the end, she goes to introduce like the next guest, and it says Paul Hudson.
It's like, I'd like to introduce Paul Hudson, and like the whole room goes, and And she goes, oh.
Yeah, I wrote, that's her dead ex. And then now he's coming up. I think I'm falling asleep because I write, now he's coming up there and smiling.
Coming up there.
Up there.
But he's like coming up to the stage and smiling. And then she's
Yeah.
freaking out because this was in the trailer too. Stop smiling at me!
Yeah, everybody's just watching her break down.
Yeah, I wrote, oh no, she geeking in front of all them people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she freaks out, and then the old lady that was up
Touches
there with her,
and she touches her on the shoulder.
and she turns around and she sees Paul again.
Yeah, she gets
And
that
then
old
she,
lady
like,
gets
fucking
fucking
yeets her.
yeeted. Sick table spot
Jump
too.
scare,
Yeah.
accidentally knocks old lady off stage through a table at Lamau. Half a point for a good chuckle.
Yeah, because I was laughing, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
Because the 9 people in that theater laughed. Like,
Yeah.
I guess she didn't kill the lady because that was my question at first. I was like, she just killed that lady on accident, and I was like, well, no, because the rest of the movie she's still geeking. So.
Yeah.
And then it shows where she's been texting Gemma and she's not responding.
Yeah, and then the unknown.
But
number
also,
kicks
there's
in.
a scene where like everyone's yelling at her mom while she's just over in the corner, like being freaked out.
He's yelling at Devon. What's his name?
Joshua?
Darius.
Darius, that's
Yeah,
right.
Darius.
Darius is sorry. There was a table. You know.
Devon.
Get the table. Unknown text about meeting up.
Yeah, because she's in danger.
Yeah, and then
then they can help her.
the guy knew Lewis because he sends that video. I wrote, can't see shit.
Right, because like you keep waiting for a jump scare on the phone, but it's not coming because only Lewis could have saw the demons. Like of course the video on the phone was nothing there.
There's
Yeah.
nothing there. Yeah.
But then there's a jump scare where Lewis is behind her.
yeah, which was a good jump scare.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And
And
then
it was
she-
his fucked up face too. So like
Yeah.
it's like a jump scare of his fucked up face from the weight.
And then she throws on her like incognito mode clothes.
I put in my notes, Sky is cosplaying Rose Winters
See,
because that's like exactly what Rose wears at the end of Resident Evil Village.
yeah.
Like the fucking hat with the fucking over the coat. I was like, bro, she looks exactly like Rose.
my thing with that is like I know this is important. Has talked about it on their podcast. Whenever they see other celebrities doing the incognito mode,
Yeah.
they're like, if you just try to just blend in regularly, just wear like just a baseball cap, you fit in way more than you going all out.
Marvel,
and put, like
Marvel
hoodies
taught me
and
that's
shit.
the best. That's the best disguise. It's just a baseball hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put on some fucking shades and the baseball hat. No
Yeah.
one's gonna fucking know.
And
And just
then-
like if you have tattoos, cover them up a little.
Yeah.
Sends photos of God to Gemma, the random dude, because she said she's gonna send it to her friend.
Yeah,
I don't know if she sends it to Gemma or not. She just said she sent it to
Yeah,
her
no.
friend. I just assumed it was Gemma because she only got one friend.
His name was Morris
Morris, yeah, I think, I don't know. Exposition dump.
because
He talk. I like his
his-
chain of events too because he talks about everyone in the first movie. He's
He
like,
does,
yeah.
yeah.
He's like, I got it from the cop who got it from the doctor who got it from her patient who got it from the professor.
Yeah.
And I was keeping track of my head. I'm like, yeah, that's everybody from the first movie.
And then he talks about how it killed his brother 8 people down the line.
Yeah.
It killed his
still,
brother.
still no justice for the cat though.
Yeah. God damn it. I love you, mustache.
Yeah,
And then also this whole time, like, people are calling her on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, her mom's calling
Yeah.
her. Darius calls her.
And then, like the
multiple
fourth,
times.
it's like the fourth precinct was calling her.
no, it was like 42 agent something agents talent agency or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
her. I thought it was a police precinct.
But also when he talks about his brother, he said his brother was trying to get help from him and he wouldn't help him because, like, you know, he didn't believe him.
Right. So he felt guilty.
And then his brother tore his jaw off with a crowbar, and it like split second shows that happen,
Yeah.
which is pretty
Crazy.
gnarly.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a third or fourth jaw being ripped off we've seen this year.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Fuck.
And then the
It's weird that I've been keeping a running tally of that. Yeah, so I didn't even
Chains-
think about that in this movie.
chain stops if someone dies in a different way. She has to kill herself. Typo.
I think I might have made the same typo at some point in my notes too. Because I remember typing it herself. Fucked up. But anyway, yeah, he's basically we got to kill the demon before it kills you.
And then she gets nervous and runs away. Water chug time again.
Well, she gets nervous because all those fucking people
Recognize her.
realize
She's like freaking
Yeah.
out. She's freaking out on
Yeah, because wearing a big ass hoodie.
Morris, and then they're like, oh shit, look, that's Sky.
Sky Riley. Oh my god! And then that dude's like, "Man, I love that old lady video.
I watched it
I watched it like 50
50
times." And then she goes home, drinks the water. She turns on the lights. I wrote "turn on the lights." I'm watching Back to the Future.
Nice.
That bathroom is nice.
Well, not for long.
Not for long, but it is
No,
nice to
it is
begin
nice.
with. She starts geeking. She starts pulling her hair out, and then she like freaks the fuck out.
Dumps her
It
bag
ranges.
out. Looks
Don't-
for pills.
Throws something in the like at the fucking shower and breaks the
Shower
shower
shatters.
glass.
Yeah.
Pop Star freak out again, being a little untitled bitch.
Yeah.
Cause you know, like if I break my shower, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
You know, but you know,
Yeah.
she breaks hers, she can get it fixed tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then she pops some pills and scoots.
She picks him off the floor. At least try to get the glass shards out. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know I know they're mixed
Yeah.
in there.
She starts trying to scoot, and then she goes to open up. She goes into her closet and turn the lights on, and like there's just a bunch of like, I guess it's like the fans from the bar.
Yeah.
They're just like staring at her and they're smiling. 'Cause
Yeah. They're like all in her apartment.
which is crazy that the demon can be that many fucking people at once.
Yeah.
And
Hey, demons hold no bounds.
true. And I thought this was really cool because like she looks away and then they're like right there at her.
Yeah.
Like right there at like the frame of the door.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. And then
She makes a run for the door and they grab her.
well, she starts. Well, this is cool. Like I wanted to comment a little bit more on like the hallway scene, like them chasing after her, and then she gets out into the
They're
living
jumping
room,
the trailer where they're all like shuffling down the hallway.
and then she's out in the living room, and there's like all these other ones out there, and then she turns around, and they're all like creeped up on the wall and shit.
Yeah,
like,
that was
staring at
crazy.
her.
Like that one guy was like way up here. He was
Yeah,
like,
dude,
he was really cool.
He was
yeah.
like Spider-Man shit.
Yeah,
bro.
it was cool. I liked it. But they eventually get her because she tries to make a run for the door, but she doesn't get there in time. They get her, and then she totally gets fisted in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
They rip a big chunk of her hair out
Because
too,
I leaned,
and they fucking throw her onto the piano.
I leaned over to comments and they fisted in the wrong hole.
Yeah. I wrote down fisting her mouth, and then I hear Dylan go, "Buddy, you're fisting the wrong end." Because
I heard you go. I heard you go. She got fisted. Because they rip out that huge chunk of hair, which is important for later.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the car scene again, and this is them just riding in the car.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
this is basically what happened.
You get to see what happens.
Flashback / nightmare of the cocaine fueled hate
Right.
argument before the car wreck with her and Paul.
Because originally I remember they said originally that it was because they were drunk and fucked up.
Yeah, well.
But then when we
they
get
were fucked up.
They were super
they were
fucked up.
super fucked up. But he was driving surprisingly well
Yeah.
for being that fucked up.
Whenever he's yelling at her, I did quote a different movie.
I did.
I
Yeah.
put look,
Little Goblin Jr. You're gonna cry.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
I did too, cause like they're having this big argument and they're like, "Fuck you, fuck you, I hate you."
Yeah.
And then Paul starts like making fun of her for crying. He's like, "You look so ugly when you cry."
Yeah, he called her ugly when she cries. What a dick.
And then he's just like making fun. He's like, "Oh, boo-hoo, I'm crying."
And then
And then she freaks the fuck out and jerks the fucking wheel like a dumbass.
Yep.
So in my notes I put, "She caused the accident."
I put she calls the wreck, bro, and then I put bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
don't call her that though, because apparently she doesn't like that.
She ended it real quick.
Because he's like, "You're a psycho."
She showed him.
Yeah.
and then it goes.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up and she's in a hospital bed,
Yep. Or a wellness center.
a wellness center bed, whatever.
Yeah, I put
Well,
rehab
just-
facility.
Yeah, basically.
I put
And-
private rehab because she did say private.
Yeah.
And then I put man fuck Joshua. I don't even know what he does this time. He leaves the room. I know he's in there and he leaves.
I put mom.
He gives her a fucking sweatshirt.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, fuck you, dude.
Mom isn't happy, and Josh is here too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it shows where her hair really did get pulled out because her mom's talking about how they're gonna
Yeah.
like fix it, make
Put
it look
implants
like.
in there, whatever. And I was like, oh, so like it did happen. Like that demon really did fuck her up.
And then I just wrote, whoa.
Because here's my 3 notes on this whole thing. I said, Mom only cares about this fucking tour. I put, dude, this mom sucks ass.
Yeah.
I put, Mom was Smile Demon, but still think Mom only cares about her daughter's fame.
Yeah, I
'cause I
wrote,
put this mom's a bitch. Fuck your tour.
man, her mom sucks and is gonna make her perform even though she's clearly not well. Rehab or do show. Her mom is a bitch. And then I did put, I understand to an extent, like when she's saying like you
Yeah.
gotta honor your commitments, all this,
Yeah.
which like her mom becomes a demon, breaks glass, kills her fucking mom, cuts herself the fuck up,
Like the mom stabs herself,
the
but
mom
then
stabbing herself.
she's running to the door, and you realize that she was holding the glass the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wrote, oh, she has the glass. She killed her mom. What the fuck, bro? And then I put, just kill yourself at this point, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Like,
Now-
honestly, just fucking kill yourself. It'll be alright.
If she was to kill herself, would the demon pass on, or like, does it stop there?
I don't know. Because, like, we don't know where
no
she's
one's ever
at.
done that.
We don't
We
know.
wouldn't have a movie if she did that.
Because, like, the smile demon is dead, so there's nobody there, I guess, because, like, is her mom actually there?
Right.
Like, who's watching these freakouts? You know
Because
what I'm saying?
But,
later on,
well, I guess-
what's his face talks about how he thinks it's like a parasite.
Yeah.
It's like if it doesn't have a host, it can't survive. So like, maybe it won't, maybe it will. We don't know.
I guess they would try to stop her from killing herself.
Yeah.
Probably.
After I put just kill yourself at this point, man, I mean, she was a bitch, but fuck, bro, that's wild.
I put Scott thinks it's not real, but it's real.
It's real, alright.
And then fucking Joshua starts knocking on the door.
Yep.
And she's like,
I want a soda.
He was like, oh, I put water. She's like, I'm thirsty. And he's like, oh, I put water in the fridge for you. She's like, oh, no, I want a soda. And he was just like, oh, what kind of soda do you want?
yeah.
I'll get you a surprise soda.
Yeah, and then I wrote, bitch is thirsty for soda. Her mother is also very dead.
She was
Her whole
thirsty.
fucking eye came out too. That one
Dude,
stab.
yeah,
I was like,
dude.
holy shit.
She was thirsty. Thirsty for blood.
There will be blood.
And then she turns around and goes and looks at her dead mom. And she's like geeking over her very dead mom.
Yeah. sweat, and she like rubs her face with the sheet to try and get it off, and then puts the sweatshirt that Josh gave her.
I put yes, use the sheet to get more blood everywhere. Yes, get blood on the sweatshirt. And then I put say you're on your period, the guy will believe you.
But yeah, so he puts the hoodie on. She puts the hoodie on to cover up the blood,
And
and,
then
thinks she can just sneak out without any fucking
And then
shoes
she
on.
covers up her fucking dead mom with the sheet, and her face is still bloody. Like
Yeah.
I was like geeking at this point. I'm like, bro, just let it, just kill yourself. It'll be okay.
You should have just gone to the lobby, grabbed the guard's gun, and blown her.
Blown her fucking brains out.
Yeah,
It'll be all right.
it would have passed on to somebody, at least one person in that room.
But she's hooded. Time to schmoove. And then here comes Josh again with the
Josh,
fucking soda.
And he's being a fucking narc.
Yep.
He's like, oh, we need a doctor.
Oh.
We need a doctor over here. or
The
whatever.
surprise soda was a squirt.
And then like they all start coming up on her. 'Cause
She
she's
gets
like,
smart. She's like, oh, I need a security guard. I need you. And then she grabs his fucking gun.
takes his gun and she shoots that motherfucker in the
Yeah.
in the air. Fucking
Desk pop.
desk
Yeah.
pop, baby.
My note says she pulls the old desk pop.
My first desk pop chair.
It's not a real thing.
And then she's like, they're like,
They were
what?
so convincing in their argument, they swung me.
The
She
Darius,
was gonna do that one.
Darius is out there, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And she's like, "Fuck you and fuck the tour." And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
In my notes, I put, now she has a gun, this movie is kind of losing me. Because this is where I was like, where are we going with this? Because like after she killed her mom, I'm like what? This is getting crazy, ridiculous. You know?
It was getting ridiculous,
Yeah.
but honestly, man, this is when it was starting to catch my attention.
It ramped up, yeah, for sure.
And then I wrote, "Run, bitch, run!" And then while she's running, she steps on broken glass, and her mom's dead. Fuck.
Maybe she should have had time to put some shoes on.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
probably should have popped some shoes. I mean, nobody knew her mom was dead yet. I don't even know if they had known at that point. I guess they had.
I think it's the cop show. Remember the
Yeah, the
she's
cops
driving
do
away.
show
The
up.
cops like ride up.
And then I put, she's so unhinged. Because then she pulls the gun on that driver because she sees Gemma.
Yeah.
And she's like, how'd you get here? And she's like, oh, the driver brought me whatever. So she goes and like puts a gun on the driver and he gets out of the car and she fucking like GTA styles this
Which
shit.
is weird, because honestly, the driver probably would have taken her to wherever she needed to go.
Yeah.
That's his fucking job.
And then I wrote, hell yeah, because Gemma's like, she's like, I'll ride with you,
Ride or
whatever.
die.
And I was like, hell yeah, Gemma, ride or die for real. GTA simulator. Pulling guns on people and running red lights sounds like a solid life, man, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. And then you find out they're going to Staten Island. Because
Yeah.
she's going to go meet up with that guy.
Because she says, I need to go to Staten Island, and Jim was like, gross, why?
And then this is when she starts like picking the glass out of her foot. Which
And
that
she's
was
like, we need to go to a hospital.
a little rough.
She's like, I need to go to Staten Island.
And then she's like tries to get Gemma to pull over and just let her out. Because she says she doesn't want to fuck Gemma's life up too.
And she's like, ride or die, bitch.
Yeah, and I'm like, Gemma is cool. This is before I know what happens. Because, it's about to happen, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, and then Sky's phone instantly rings, and it's Gemma.
Yep, Gemma is calling her, and oh shit, oh fuck. This whole thing has been a fucking lie, and it's the demon. Because that's what happened. Because while she's talking to Gemma, she turns and looks at the Gemma she's with,
Yep.
and it does the smile thing.
Which is just like when the therapist called her in the first one.
Yep.
Because I put in my notes, sick reveal, it's even better than the first one.
And also, I took a little note here and said Sky has nice teeth. And then she starts saying how it's not real, because she's trying to take control of the situation. And then all of a sudden, she's the one driving the car. What are y'all laughing at?
Just the nice teeth.
I don't know, man.
It got me more than I thought it would.
I take random notes sometimes. Y'all know this. I notice a detail, I write it down. She has it literally says demon been playing games, Sky has nice teeth, she broke free from the demon and is driving the car. And then she almost gets in a car accident.
And then the guy's like, you need to learn how to drive.
Yeah, he says, fuck you, learn how to fucking drive.
And I was like, and my note says she really does need to learn how to
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
because she's driving like a maniac.
My note just says, yeah, that guy was right.
Yeah, she's a maniac. She's
pulls-
a maniac.
Maniac.
Oh, and she's dead too.
Like she's never danced before. Anyway, another upside down shot while she's driving, and then she makes it to the man and she runs into a trash can.
He's like, whoa, calm down, dude.
And she tells him to kill her if she changes. I remember that. She's like, if I start acting weird, fucking kill me.
The old flatline trick.
Yeah. And then you find out they're in a Pizza Hut. He leased out an old Pizza Hut, which
Yeah.
I thought was kind of funny. This is when I start falling asleep, guys. I'm not going to lie to
Yeah,
you.
I didn't take a lot of notes near the part. I know they were like,
I have like 2 notes left.
they were like talking back and forth. I didn't write down any of that. I just wrote down her actual quote saying, I can't believe I'm about to die in a Pizza Hut freezer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the plan is that she needs her brain to be cold so it can last longer while she's dead.
Yeah.
And he wants to wait 8 minutes 8 full minutes of her being dead to give the demon enough time to not be alive anymore.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna stab him with in the jugular with that thing that slows her heart. But then after 8 minutes, he's gonna resuscitate her with adrenaline to the heart and CPR. But then he has to leave real quick to go get something. He never comes back.
He mentions that the freezer latch is broken.
They're like, if the door closes, you can't open it from the inside. You can only get it from the outside.
No, I'm sure that's not gonna matter.
Yeah. Right.
And then I put no boobs whack. Might die in the freezer of a Pizza Hut. More's left.
Blood dripping from the ceiling.
I start crashing here because I write down I'm crashing.
I like that you admit it before I have it.
Because at this point, like, I'm like leaned up on Sarah, and I'm like about to pass out, dude. And I'm like, I'm trying, bro. I'm fighting for my life, you know?
I'm fighting for my life.
You don't know how it is when you're like starting to fall asleep, but you're trying not to. That's where I was at.
Hey, you don't have to tell me.
I know.
Yeah, same.
And then,
you both know me.
because like,
I fought through in a theater before.
Yeah.
she sees herself crying in the car, tripping mad balls on the ceiling. This is just the rest of my notes. She gets out of the chair. She starts fighting like her old self with the long hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because like her old self is just hanging on the ceiling.
Like if she was in the car from the
Right.
ride.
Yeah, and then she just drops down. And this is where my note says sick table spot. Didn't know Smile Demons like wrestling.
Yeah, because she hits that table pretty fucking aggressively.
Yeah.
I wrote, and now she's being forced to smoke. I think I meant smile, but I was like half asleep.
Yeah, you had smile.
Because the demon and
Like the
Sky
demon
tussle around.
And then she got her fingers in there, and then fucking
She fucking
bites them off.
Right.
Which I thought it was going to be like where she was holding her own thing, and it was going to be her thumbs, but it was just the demons.
But that's whenever the demon also has the big bug eyes too.
Yeah, that was fucking.
That was creepy. That face is creepy, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
It's like
And
that
then-
filter, because I think Snapchat has a filter like that where the eyes are like. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of what it reminded me of.
And then I wrote, "Oh no, she gonna die." She bite down the fingers.
Demon says, "You're not in control, I am." And then I quoted, "Who do you think you are? I am."
Hell yeah, dude, sick.
And then she tries to inject herself with the thing, but then it turns out it wasn't real.
Oh yeah, I put, "Oh no, it isn't real." What? And then I put, "Gets kicked in freezer." I think I meant gets locked in freezer.
Because the demon says, "Break a leg out there," and it's concert time.
She closes the door on something, and then earlier in the movie, I guess we didn't allude to it, but like there's this machine that she comes out of for the concert at the beginning, and then you realize she's in there, and then like the whole thing was a dream. Like she's never. I think we don't know where, but like at a certain point, she was like locked in. She was like having this whole thing in her head while I guess the demon was in control of her body.
Because like her mom's still alive and everything, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna be fully transparent here. I was asleep. Because apparently she killed herself on stage, and I missed all that.
Oh, yeah, because I thought it was still a part of the hallucination where that big ass fucking monster thing pops out of Sky's body.
Yeah.
In front of Sky, and I was just like, "Damn! You think with the higher budget they'd make this demon look less like CGI?"
To be fair, I think it was it was practical in the first movie. I don't know how they did in this one.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah. It looked cheaper in this one.
Yeah, it did.
And then
I like the way the mouth opened up though when it was the way her mouth opened up when the demon was going into it.
Yeah.
Because like her whole jaw was like, that was crazy.
She smiles creepy to the audience and shoves the microphone in her eye and kills herself. Trauma bonded / possessed the whole audience.
Which I was like, that's crazy. Like, I was like, because in my mind I figured it out. I was like, oh fuck, the demon upped its game. It's gonna fit and infect all these people.
And I was just telling you whenever we got here, I was just like, could you imagine just like running a little bit late to the show?
Or like maybe you're going to get a glizzy or something.
Yeah. But hey man, if you missed that though, it'd be pretty cool. You'd be good.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All the people are infected and then it ends.
Then it ends. So they'll probably do a fucking third one.
I hope not.
Me too.
Let's
They
hope
didn't need
not.
a second one.
Yeah, because like, what are they going to do with all these people that are infected now?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to stop it.
It's just gonna be like Pandemonium, Smile 3, Pandemonium. Nobody wants that. Nobody wanted Smile 2. That's why there's only 9 people in the theater. Anyway, who wants to go first?
I'll do it. I gave the first one a 3. I'm giving this one a 4. I like this one better than. I'll give it a 4.5. I liked it better than the first one.
Yeah.
There's some parts in this movie I like. There's some parts that I dislike, which is it outweighs the more I like.
Yeah.
Definitely loses you. It gets you in the beginning, loses you shortly afterward. Kind of gets you back near the end, then it loses you again.
Yeah, I feel that. Kyle, what about you, big dog?
What about you?
You want me to go second? I'm gonna give it a 5.5. It was an alright watch. I probably unless I just go on a binge where I watch both of them together, I'm not gonna watch it again. I mean, I could see it happening eventually later down the line, I guess, but it's not really gonna be something that I'm looking forward to seeing again or going out of my way to watch again, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I liked the old lady bump. I liked the opening scene. It just lost me in the. I guess like I don't know if this makes sense when I say this, but it's like whenever we're starting to get into the middle of the movie, like the beginning of that. that, it really lost me for a little bit. Didn't care for the exposition. I'm not going to say anything about the ending, though, because I was falling asleep, and that is not a sin of the movie.
Right.
That is my fault.
I was gonna say it definitely lost you at the end.
Yeah. But I was tired. I mean, that's what you guys
I
know.
know. I just wanted to make it a little jokey.
But yeah, 5.5 I think is a solid rating. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't just like an outright bad movie by any means. Like,
No,
Joker.
I've definitely seen worse movies this year.
Joker 2 was way fucking worse.
Yeah.
Like fuck, I mean, Night Swim was worse than this.
Yeah.
For sure. Night Swim kind of sucked. Anyway, that's the end of my mini rant. Now you, Bubba.
Liked it. It was good. It had some parts that lost me, some parts that got me back. It breaks a lot of its own rules, which I thought was weird. Like the fact that the demon had like, I guess, been infecting her the whole time and making her see whatever she wanted to, whatever the demon wanted to see, is like completely different from the first movie. So like that loses me too. And originally I was gonna go with a 6, and I thought it wasn't gonna go down, but it's gonna go down. I'm gonna give it like a 5.5. So like it's because like I don't know, 6 is like above the mid tier, but I didn't think it deserves that, you know. So I'm gonna go with like a 5.5 too. I think
It's also not the worst sequel I've seen this year.
yeah, same. Yeah, once again, Joker.
You will foreshadow
Yeah,
all that.
I think we'll stick with a nice 5.5. So far, right now, I'd probably say I still like the first one better. Actually, like I like what this one did, but I still think the first one's like a better movie.
Anybody got anything else to add?
I think I'm good. I think we juiced this thing.
Yeah, I think this movie's been juiced to shit.
Well, that's been another Movie Juiced. New episodes drop every Thursday morning. You can follow us on Facebook at Movie Juice, Instagram at Movie Juice Pod, Twitter at Movie Juice Pod. We have a coming soon website still in development. You can check it out, though, at www.moviejuicepod.com. If you have any movie suggestions or, just want to send us a review or something funny that you liked from one of the movies we've watched, you can email us. Maybe we'll read it here on an episode. Who knows? You can email us at moviejuicepod@gmail.com. All links can be found on our link tree. We are on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Follow us. You can follow us individually on Instagram and Twitter. Our handles are in the description below. And we will be back next week with the classic 1996 Scream, or Scream 1, for the last week of this year's Scare Slam.
Scare Slam.
And as always, I've been Dylan.
I've been Kyle.
And I've been James. And for one last time, this has been The Juice.
Sales